Welcome back to Turf Talk Upset Edition. James, we had some pretty exciting races this weekend. What to you was the bigger upset, Beholder losing or Laoban winning?
I'd say Laoben winning.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still being a maiden and really not having run poorly in most of his races since the Gotham when he was second. I thought that was the biggest surprise because Stellar Win was champion. She was a good filly, and I really thought Beholder really ran well in that. But we can revisit that.
I agree. I mean, I know some people recognize Laoben's pace and thought maybe at the price he was, he'd offer some value if he took a flyer. But I mean, the fact is, against these types of horses, he was getting his brains beat out, and he got brave on the front end and kept going. And kudos to his connections for taking a shot, but. It'll be, to me, Destin had every chance to win and didn't, so I'm more disappointed in what the horses did behind him than I'm going to deride what Laoban did, but certainly I want no part of him in the Travers.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's out of a Speightstown mare. It's Uncle Mo out of a Speightstown mare, so I just wonder about the mile and quarter, and I agree, I'll be trying to beat him in the Travers, but I will give him credit. I thought that was a really solid race. I looked at those fractions, looked at the chart pretty closely, and he got a triple-digit brisk speed rating, which didn't surprise me because that was, it was a fast time, solid effort. So all kudos to him, but I don't think he's going to come back and run his eyeballs out in the Travers like the Guillot-trained Marino did a few years back.
Yeah, that's right, second, and then we had the accusations afterward. Hopefully we'll be shy of that this year. The next day, mild upset in the fact that the favorite didn't win, Kentucky Derby winner Nyquist, but certainly no surprise on Laoban's level that Preakness winner Exaggerator. To me, leapt to the front of the class. I think the Travers, more important race if they all show up, so Nyquist certainly could wrest back the divisional leadership, but for now it's Exaggerator. He beat him on a sloppy track again, but Monmouth has a reputation, and Exaggerator decimated. He came from way off the pace, and I didn't really think the pace was that fast. American Freedom or American Patriot held on, or whatever his name is, for second. Freedom. Yeah, thank you. I thought Exaggerator ran huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think that Exaggerator is the same horse on fast tracks as he is on wet tracks, but it's really remarkable. I mean, all of his graded two-turn stakes wins have come on wet tracks. He, and even when he ran well in the Derby, there was like puddles on that track. It rained real hard, recently before that, so perhaps he appreciated that moisture as well. And you look at his Belmont Stakes and his San Felipe, and in both those efforts, he was pretty soundly beaten, and maybe had an excuse both times, but he still just has to prove it. I mean, it's amazing that he's just catching these wet tracks and thriving like he is, but he was much the best, and it was a little reckless, I thought, the way he crossed over in the stretch run, but I mean, the race was over by that point.
Yeah, agreed. Not much the best was our pick, Gunrunner. Steve Asmussen definitely had a rough weekend with his 3-year-olds. But if you're a believer in Creator with the right pace, you sort of got what you wanted out of the Dandy. He's going to be a big price if they go to the Travers.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to draw a line through that. I mean, obviously, I would have liked to have seen him perhaps run fourth, instead of show something. Beat Race Me Day or whatever, Race Me Home or whatever that long shot was. It was one spot in front of him, but yeah, I mean, you're going to get a price in the Travers off that last place effort.
All right, we'll see West Virginia Derby, probably the last piece of the Travers puzzle. We'll talk more about that on Point later in the week, along with the Whitney. We'll wrap it up going back to California. You mentioned Stellar Wind Beholder, a little bit of a humble brag. I actually liked Stellar Wind a lot last time against Beholder. I jumped off. I just didn't see anything at Santa Anita that told me that Stellar Wind could turn the tables on Beholder. This time around, I was wrong. Victor Espinoza put the race to her and got the job done, and the number came back pretty big at Brisnet, 106 for both of them, so it was a fast race.
Absolutely, and to me, Beholder last year, even in her press before the Clement Hirsch, I think she was running faster last year than she was this year. Really, I mean, she won pretty comfortably, but they weren't fast races. That was a fast race for both horses. I see no reason why Beholder shouldn't run back in the Pacific Classic. She ran pretty much the same number she ran in last year's Clement Hirsch. So, you just can't take anything away from Stellar Wind. I mean, Stellar Wind's going to be going to go on and be a big favorite probably in that Zenyatta. So, to me, there's nothing to be gained by not going for the Pacific Classic for Beholder. I still thought she ran a really good race that she could move forward upon.
Yeah, and similar to your views on Creative going into the Travers, I was hoping Beholder would win because I think California Chrome's the best horse, and thought if Beholder won big, I'd get the right price on California Chrome, but that's gone now. Even if she does go in the race off that
Right.
loss, Chrome's going to be, what, 2 to 5?
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I mean, I think Dortmund is still, if he's
true.
in there, you know, and let's just see where Chrome draws. You know, I'd made a point this week, you know, I mean, to me with Beholder last year in that Pacific Classic, she do post 9 of like 10 horses. That helped her being outside, letting the speed go, and you know, so I think I'm going to be interested to see, you know, if it's a big field and if you have like Chrome stuck down inside, that could be to his detriment. If he gets that right trip on the outside, yeah, he's going to be tough as nails to beat and should be odds on, and you know, 4 to 5 even money.
All right, well, lots to look forward to. Flintshire came back with a win. Songbirds running the Alabama. Should be a big August.
Frosted in the Whitney.
Yeah, Frosted in the Whitney. I'm going to the Groupie Doll at Ellis. So,
All right.
yeah, it's going to be a good August. Arlington Millions next week. We'll talk about it all on Turf Talk and on Point throughout the month. So subscribe to our channel, and we'll talk to you later.